What it do, YouTube, and what it do, Fame family. It's your boy, I Got Fame, and I'm back. Back in 2026, and it's going to be a hell of a year. Now, unfortunately, this year is starting off a little rocky. There's a lot of things going on in politics, a lot of things going on in hip hop. And today, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind. Due to the Grammys that came and went this weekend, I just noticed something.
I can tell you that people shouldn't care to hear my opinion, man. You know, I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 18 months. I've had one for 4 months and don't have social media. I hate to be the artist that's that aloof, but I've become so disconnected from what's happening. And I'm just not I grew up in a house of like insane pandemonium and like I didn't even know politics were fucking real until I was in my mid-20s in jail.
What?
Like, that's how disconnected. When you grow up in a drug addict household, you think we like have common calls about what's happening in world politics? Like, we're just trying to find a way to survive, man, you know? And I have a lot to say about it, and I'm going to in the next week, and everybody's going to hear exactly what I have to say about it in the most loud and clear way I've ever spoken in my life. So I look forward to it. Thank you for bringing it up.
And I want to be clear before anybody gets emotional in my comments. This isn't hate. This is disappointment. The kind where you look at someone and think, really, bro? This is when you decide to go quiet? See, because of Jelly Roll, the same dude who found his way to Congress to speak on fentanyl, addiction, and redemption.
Forgive me, I'm a little nervous. I'm used to having a rock and roll band behind me when I have a microphone in front of me.
Why would you say that?
During the time that I've been given to share my testimony here, I think it's important to note before I start that in these 5 minutes I'll be speaking that somebody in the United States will die of a drug overdose, and it is almost a 72% chance that during those 5 minutes it will be fentanyl related. Having started that way, Chairman Brown, Ranking Member Scott, and esteemed committee members, thank you for having me. I know this is a bit of a curveball, but I like a little baseball myself.
What?
My name is Jason D. Ford, but to most I am known as Jelly Roll. It is important to establish earlier that I am a musician and that I have no political alliance. I am neither Democrat nor Republican.
Hey, Jelly Roll! What's this shit right here, homie?
Whiskey, weed, Waffle House.
DJ Highlight Pussy!
Hey, who that is, man? It's Fat Man.
In fact, because of my past, my right to vote has been restricted. Thus far, I have never paid attention to a political race in my life. Ironically, I think that makes me the perfect person to speak about this.
Stop it. Get some help.
Suddenly can't find his voice when ICE is ripping families apart online or on video.
Would you be willing to comment on what's going on in our country right now?
I don't really. So this is the truth, and I'm glad somebody asked, because I love talking about this stuff when people care to hear my opinion, but so I can tell you that people shouldn't care to hear my opinion, man.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Now, that's not him losing his voice. That's him choosing when to sing. Now, let's not rewrite history either. Jelly Roll is not some shy, apolitical artist who just wants to strum guitars and stay out of the way. He's spoken up before, and loudly.
I've attended more funerals than I care to share with y'all. This committee, I could sit here and cry for days about the caskets I've carried of people I loved dearly, deeply, in my soul, good people, not just drug addicts, uncles, friends, cousins, normal people. Some people that just got in a car wreck and started taking a pain pill to manage it. One thing led to the other, and how fast it spirals out of control, I don't think people truly understand.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
So many people. Equally, I think it's important for me to tell y'all that I'm not here to defend the use of illegal drugs. And I also understand the paradox of my history as a drug dealer standing in front of this committee.
He's told his story to America. He's branded himself as a voice for the forgotten, the broken, the people society chews up and spits out. But apparently that empathy has a curfew, and immigration didn't make the list.
It's my 41st birthday, y'all. And I'm not saying that because I want birthday presents. I'm saying that because I used to drink and do cocaine on my birthday.
And what really makes this thing is it's the timing. Because while Jelly Roll was staying safe and silent, other artists were standing on Grammy stages saying, "Ice out."
No one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter. And I say sorry.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out.
I hope everybody is inspired to join together as a community of artists and speak out against what's going on. And I'm gonna leave this and say, fuck ICE.
With their whole chest. Bad Bunny didn't whisper. Billie Eilish didn't mumble. Kalani didn't hide behind PR language. The mic was on. The moment was there. Some people spoke. Some people stared at the floor. So don't tell me it's too complicated. Don't tell me it's not the right time. The time came, knocked, rang the doorbell, and Jelly Roll left it on red. At this point, it starts feeling like Jelly Roll's moral compass is sponsored by whoever's funding the tour bus.
Listen, I've been waiting on somebody to ask me a halftime performance question. The Super Bowl could possibly come to Nashville in the next 3 to 5 years. We're getting a new stadium. And I have a dream that they do a country music themed halftime show. And maybe perhaps they'll let me just do a little 20 or 30 second thing in it. But I would love to see Tim McGraw. Tomato. I'd love to see Garth Brooks. Tomato. I would love to see Reba McEntire. I'd love to see Dolly Parton. I would love to see the country legends and some of the new dogs like Morgan Wallen, Hardy. I'd love to see some of the new Garner come in. So I think, yeah, that's my dream. Kenny Chesney, and maybe they let me come out and do a verse or something. But
Megan Maroney.
Megan Maroney, of course.
Langley.
Laney Wilson.
Tomato.
All of our friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to see a country music themed halftime show that just kind of involved the whole community.
Yeah, Mr. White. Yes, science.
Because somehow ICE is where the courage ran out. And that's wild to me. We'll talk about drugs ruining lives, but when the government does it with paperwork, guns, and detention centers, suddenly it's thoughts and prayers.
Let me try to get this out. First of all, Jesus, I hear you and I'm listening, Lord. I am listening, Lord. Second of all, I want to thank my beautiful wife. I would have never changed my life without you. I'd ended up dead or in jail. I'd have killed myself if it wasn't for you and Jesus. I thank you for that. I thank you for my label, Burke and Bow. Country radio, baby. What's up, dog? Oh, Republic, John Manili, we did it, baby. There was a time in my life, y'all, that I was broken. That's why I wrote this album. I didn't think I had a chance, y'all. There was days that I thought the darkest things. I was a horrible human. There was a moment in my life that all I had was a Bible this big and a radio the same size and a 6x8 foot cell. And I believed that those two things could change my life. I believed that music had the power to change my life and God had the power to change my life. And I want to tell y'all right now, Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is not owned by one political party. Jesus is not owned by no music label. Jesus is Jesus, and anybody can have a relationship with him. I love you, Lord.
Now that ain't silence, that's a brand meeting.
Oh my God, what is that?
Now look, I'm not saying Jelly Roll is out here waving MAGA flags or auditioning to be Trump's favorite.
Bitch. Oh my God.
I'm not saying that.
The truth is, I am.
But when your audience starts leaning real conservative and your silence starts lining up real convenient, people are going to ask questions. And if the truth is, I don't want to upset my Republican fans,
Go f yourself.
Don't sell yourself as the people's champion and disappear when the people need you. You don't get to build a whole career on redemption arc and selective empathy. You don't get to cosplay compassion only when it's profitable. If your empathy has borders, then maybe it was never empathy to begin with. Maybe it was just good brand. Now, this is the part where I slow down. Jelly Roll, if you come out tomorrow and say, I stayed quiet because I was listening, learning, or trying to figure out how to speak responsibly. That's bullshit. Cool, I'll respect that. If you say I messed up by staying silent, even better.
I lied.
But silence with no explanation, nah, that's not growth, that's avoidance. This isn't about canceling Jelly Roll, it's about challenging him. Because influence comes with responsibility, and silence, especially right now, is not neutral. It leans. Now, we've seen Jelly Roll rub shoulders with a lot of conservative individuals. We've also seen Jelly Roll use rap and hip hop culture to begin his career. So I'm curious to know where Jelly Roll stands. Now, Jelly Roll said at the Grammys that he was going to speak in the coming weeks and let everybody know how he feels.
I have a lot to say about it, and I'm going to in the next week, and everybody's going to hear exactly what I have to say about it in the most loud and clear way I've ever spoken in my life.
Which is the reason why I'm kind of holding back on how I really feel. Because I would hate to not give somebody the benefit of the doubt.
I just wanted to say,
Although I think we can easily read between the lines with the rhetoric that Jelly Roll is actually trying to push. But I do say this, Mr. Jelly Roll, Belly Roll, the ball's in your court. You found your voice before. Now let's see if you still recognize it. And for the viewers and my Fame family, let me know what you think about all this. Leave a comment below. And until next time, peace out.